The confusion of levels on the spiritual path. This is Shores of Infinity with your host Chris. And to start with, thank you very much. This channel has reached 2,000 subscribers. This is a very niche channel and it started to grow with Spell Dynamics videos, and now it seems to grow further with Hawkins scale videos and the comparison between and analogies between Hawkins scale and Spell Dynamics. During the lifetime of this channel, the top 10 countries watching this channel most are first the United States, then India, then Germany, then United Kingdom, then Canada, Sweden, Denmark, Slovenia, Australia, Netherlands, Finland. Recently also Poland, France, Norway, Russia, and South Africa. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for liking. Thank you very much for joining me on Patreon. There's stuff happening on Patreon. You get extra content. You will get extra meetings, regular Zoom meetings, where you can ask all kind of questions or discuss whatever you like. So now back to the levels. What do you mean with levels? It is very common that the day-to-day problems, what creates day-to-day problems in the lives of people who have a spiritual inclination and also in the lives of people who don't, are mostly twofold. Firstly, the ascribing of values. Whenever you evaluate something, it will create problems. And secondly, the confusion of levels. We have, for example, the Hawkins scale and Spell Dynamics as models of levels of existence or reality or consciousness. And what's true on one level might not be true on another level, from another kind of perspective, or much less true or much less complete. Let me here use an example. I've been mentioning a lot the manifestation boom and why I'm not such a big fan of it. There's a lot correct in what the manifestation teachers say, but the main reason why I don't like it is that it is a confusion of levels. So, for example, here on this picture I took today during a nature stroll with my wife, close to sunset, you see the lawn, the grass at the bottom, and then the trees, then the lake, and then the mountains, then the sun, and then the sky. Those are different levels. And you can't do on the ground what you can do in the sky or in the water. In manifestation, one of the things you're being taught is that everything is consciousness, everything is energy. Everything is the divine is everything. This is true on a level of Hawkins scale 700 up, or Spell Dynamics, Aubergine and beyond. It is not true if you are between 200 and 400, where 99.99999% of all human beings are centered in. In Spell Dynamics terms, blue, orange, maybe green. It is just not true there. You can say it, you can repeat it, you can pray it, you can recite it. Everything is consciousness, consciousness is everything, everything is the divine is everything. You can believe it, but it's not true. It's only true if you have the experience, and the experience is Hawkins scale 700 plus. Thinking it, saying it, believing it will not make it so for you. It will change nothing for you. Believing and thinking and saying it will not cause the experience, and it will not alter reality. Then another thing that is being taught in manifestation courses is that you can choose whatever you like. You can focus on the negative, on the lack of what you're missing, or what you don't like, what you don't want to be, what bothers you, or you can choose to look ahead on what you like, what you would like to be and to have. This is true in the 300s and 400s of the Hawkins scale and in the early second tier of spiral dynamics. It is not true before the 300s, and it's not true afterwards either, because then you see it has been an illusion. But the 300s are, as you see in the 300s Hawkins scale video, are the place where you feel very powerful, that you can alter reality by changing your mindset, by changing your belief set. While changing your mindset and belief set from 500 onwards is worth nothing, because they're both thinking and believing is worth shit. They have nothing to do with a deeper or higher reality. So to think that you can manifest something by believing it, by believing in it, by imagining you already have it, it just doesn't work below 500. And in 500 upwards, when this comes in form of cities, then you don't use them, because you know what the advantages and disadvantages of cities are. These are cities. Also, earning a lot of money are cities, and some people have it, some people don't. And you can train it, of course, but most of the cities, they will come by themselves and you can't choose them. They're like superpowers. You cannot choose them. You will get them by some kind of divine or funky grace. You cannot say, okay, now I'm at 500, okay, I ordered this and that city, and first I'd like to start with being rich. It's not working like that. And the whole idea of giving money the uttermost importance is anyway not very high on the consciousness scale. And that's the next thing in the manifestation courses, is usually a lot about money. It can also be about health and personality development and self-discipline and self-confidence. Self-confidence, that's the word I was looking for. A lot of people don't have self-confidence, so for them it's great to learn it. But it has nothing to do with consciousness development or intuition or enlightenment or whatever. It's personality development. And it's fine, but it's just not the same. Personality development is part of first tier, is part of the first 200, 250 on the Hawkins scale. And the best way to do it, in my view, is trauma therapy. So let's speak about the money, honey. Money is a big thing. Part of most manifestation courses is it to say, okay, see, I'm super successful now, I'm a millionaire, and I can teach you as well to become a millionaire. Not only can you be healthy and happy and have great relationships and whatever, you can also have a big house and a Porsche and lots of money. You can be a millionaire too, and then you can teach others to be millionaires. It's good for everyone. As I said before, these manifestation teachers and students, usually the aim is not, okay, now I use this. If this powerful method really works, I use it to become wise and enlightened. No. 99.9% of all people choose it to try to become rich or healthy and rich. This is an orange mindset. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's an orange mindset, and it's around Hawkins scale 200. Can also be red or blue, but it can't be second tier. It's not that money is evil. I want to really make this clear. Money is not evil, and there's nothing wrong in being rich or wealthy. Nothing wrong with it. But the aim, to put this at the foremost aim, from a higher consciousness point of view, there is something wrong with it. Because it just doesn't work for everyone. It's a very dangerous me first attitude. Yeah? This thing that you're being taught that everyone can become a millionaire is just ridiculous. All the 9 billion people on earth, they cannot all become billionaires, because if that would be the case, if that were the case, then those millions would be worthless. Worth measuring tools like money or gold are only worth something if they're rare or Bitcoin or whatever. If everyone has the equal amount, the value disappears. And very high sums of money can only be achieved by taking it from others. For example, by exploiting the third world or whatever, indirectly. So we have these different levels. We have the 200 money level. We have the 300 choosing black and white level. We have the 500 everything is love level. And we have the 700 everything is consciousness, everything is the divine level. Okay. So individually all those levels are fine. And there are more levels in there, but let's stick with those 4. So individually, nothing wrong with them. But then the confusion parts comes in. This video is called the confusion of levels. Not only do we have levels, we confuse them. So you have to address a problem within its own level. Eating, for example. You have to eat, and you have to defecate, and you have to digest. You cannot address this in another level. You have to eat in some form or another. You cannot meditate instead of eating and digesting and defecating unless you have acquired the siddhi. The same the other way around. You cannot say everything is the divine, therefore I'm also the divine, and because the divine can do anything at once, I also can do anything at once. I want. Whatever strikes my fancy, I can have it because I'm the divine, and the divine as a whole will not stop me from having it or being it. To the contrary, it will help me because it wants me to be happy because I am it. That is complete bullshit unless you are at the level of 700 plus. And if you are, you're not interested in it anymore because you know everything is just a holodeck. You're not interested anymore in baubles and embellishment and in presenting yourself as a crazy bitch or big dick dude or whatever. Those are games for procreation. Oh look, I have so much money. Yeah, so what? And the holodeck, it's worth shit. Having a big car is only to impress females or males nowadays or whatever gender. Yeah, it's a partnership attraction tool, like the feathers of a peacock. 700 plus is about surrender, surrender, surrender. There's nothing else. Surrender and being in awe and just observing the whole miracle. It's not, oh yeah, now I'm going to rock it. This whole manifestation stuff is never about something like world peace, for example. Yeah, world peace or having everyone having enough to eat, or raising the consciousness of humanity, like people like Sri Aurobindo and Meher Baba were still trying to do. It's about, look, I have 10 Chanel handbags, 3 Porsches, and this is my 3rd holiday on the Maldives. If you think that's a manifestation of consciousness of 700 plus, aubergine plus, you're wrong. There's nothing wrong with having 10 Chanel handbags and 3 Porsches and doing your Maldives holidays. But it has nothing to do with higher consciousness. But that's how it's being sold. It's a confusion of levels. The same with healing. Let's go away from the money trick. The same with healing. People like Joe Dispenza, for example, they teach others how to heal themselves. Yeah, that's a siddhi. You cannot teach others to heal themselves. Or if it will take years and years of hard daily practice. That's also a way to attain siddhis. And yeah, that means doing a lot of expensive courses, right? Same with choosing not to be happy. Tell that to someone who's depressed or schizophrenic or something, yeah? Or who has a personality disturbance like narcissism or borderline or whatever, or even codependency. Tell them, well, just choose to be happy. Just focus on the positive. Focus on the abundance. Focus on what you want to have instead of just on what has not worked yet up till now. If it was that simple, everyone would do it. And then you would need only one course and not 10. It's a confusion of levels because, yeah, if you're in the 500, 600, 700s and so on, let's say 500 plus, then you could say you are happy. There's some kind of fundamental well-being, how Jeffrey Martin called it in his locations books. But this stems from surrender on the one hand and from being empty on the other. It's just not evaluating anything and not confusing the levels. It's not even really that you're happy then, it's just that unhappiness disappears because you see that it was self-created. But by thinking it or believing it or saying it, you cannot get there. You have to get at least to the 500s. You can say that all is love, but you cannot experience it until you are at the 500s. Saying it will not make it so. And believing it will also not make it so. There are countless examples. The video is already twice as long as I wanted to make it. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for joining me on Patreon. Thank you for all those who have joined me already on Patreon. Like Kim, Morgan, Feike, Bob, Sayan, Ofi, Andre, Chris, Tamash, Rubina, Gabriel, Daniel, Kerry, Matthias, Robert, Björn, Brian, Mark, Patricia, Kelly, Gregory, Goshen, Tyler, Alex, Marcus, Thomas, Raghu, Enda, Chris, Brittany, Patrick, Sam, and Alan. Thank you very much.